Once I have the background like this, then it's time to get to work. Now, I typically start from the background up. So in the case of this particular pattern, the first thing I'm going to want to do are, of course, the stems. There's lots of ways to do stems, and I think the easiest way when it's straight is to simply cut your bias. Well, in this case, it doesn't even have to be bias because it's straight. Cut your strip, whatever width you want, plus 1/2 inch, and then press it. Let me show you. In the case of this particular stem, it measures at 5, it measured at something odd. Gosh, it's not a 1/4 and it's not an 1/8. It's whatever that crazy number is in between. So let's go do that again. And then add 1/2 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut it at 7/8 inch. And again, because it's not a curved stem, it does not have to be on the bias. When you're cutting a strip, there are a couple ways you can do it to make sure that you don't get that weird V thing. Let me show you that. First of all, when you fold it, you want to make sure that you fold it nicely. So here I go, salvage to salvage, right here. And then I come up like this, and I want to get up here, this as straight as I can get, to make sure this is all kind of running on a nice strip like that. Oh, I want to say too that this is Whisperings with P&B, and we do have some kits available, but we do run out, so don't snooze because you'll lose. And if you want a kit, and you're a star member, and you'd be a star member if you were doing this block of the month, because that's how you get it, you get a 5% discount in our Shopee, so that's awesome. So what you'll do is then you'll run this, let me push it up here so you can see, this folded edge towards you on this line, and then take your other ruler, get that down there, and run it on a line this way to make sure that it's not going wonky like that. Now, another thing when I rotary cut is, and it was just about to happen, I never want my ruler hanging off the edge of the mat because I think that makes it unstable. I always want to make sure that the ruler is on the mat completely. Now, another thing that I've seen taught, and I think it's pretty good, is you can take a second ruler, run it like this, and make sure it is exactly on the line. And then you know you're not going to get that weird V cut. So my ruler is all the way on the mat. Another thing I want to point out is that I always cut with my hand in a cup position like this, and my pinky on the outside, and you get less slippage that way. Okay, so I'm going to cut this at 7/8. 1, 2, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press it long and skinny ways, raw edge to raw edge. Just like this. Now, the fact of the matter is I probably would go over to what I would call my big girl iron and do the pressing there than using my little wand iron. Because even though I love my little wand iron, it just doesn't get quite hot enough. Just doesn't. Although I love my little wand iron, this goes a whole lot faster if I'm using my big girl iron and it's got steam in it. So you go all the way down the row until it's done. In fact, I have a toilet paper roll where I'll make a ton of stems and wrap it around it. Now, once I have this pressed like that, then the next thing I do is I determine where exactly it's going to go on the block. And I do that by, well, stick around for the next class.